Hello, my name is Paxton Mills, and I am a member of the 2023 cohort with NYLI of the NBDF. I'm also a college student studying biochemistry and molecular biology. With NYLI and NBDF, my role is to help the organization to accomplish the goal of educating people about bleeding disorders and to provide support for the community. So NYLI is really focusing on our professional development skills as well as leadership skills to hopefully have us become the next leaders of the bleeding disorders community on a national level. Since I am in the 2023 cohort, I'm relatively new to the NYLI. I officially, I think, started in about May, and then obviously we had BDC in August. We had onboarding for the NYLI cohort over the summer in July, so relatively new, but will ultimately be a part of the older cohort, and it's a 2-year program, so really looking forward to finishing up the first year and then going into the second year. So I have tried to make it a habit to be involved with organizations and causes that have some sort of medical or scientific application or implications. So once I got diagnosed, I got involved with the Virginia Hemophilia Foundation. So that's my local chapter, and I absolutely fell in love with them. I love their work, volunteered with them at their annual Unite Walk, and just really loved the community that they had. And then once I became a senior in high school at the annual meeting for Virginia, the chapter executive director recommended that I apply for NYLI. She said, this is a really cool program. We've had other, Virginia bleeders go through it, and I thought you'd be a good fit. So I remember that evening going home and looking up NYLI and reading all about it, and I was immediately intrigued. I thought it sounded like an incredible program. And so far, I'm very pleased with my opportunity to join. So I have a rare platelet disorder, as well as some undiagnosed, unresolved hematological and bone marrow abnormalities as well. And I think, like a lot of people in the rare bleeding disorders umbrella, group, is that it takes a while to diagnose them. So, it was exhausting as a patient to kind of have to go through that process of finding that diagnosis. And I was really lucky to ultimately find a hematologist who's an acclaimed diagnostician and who didn't give up on me and didn't give up on finding that answer for me. And I'm eternally grateful for her and the work that she does, right? Because she was able to help me reach that diagnosis. Rare, bleeding disorders are now becoming something that we talk about more. So, the experience previously had been maybe people hadn't heard of your bleeding disorder, that kind of thing, through no fault of their own. I mean, if it's not something that's as common, you just might not have the exposure to it. But now that we're actively making spaces to have those conversations, people have heard of it. You can have those connections that happen between people. I mean, I was so excited about the rebrand when it was announced at BDC. I mean, you ask any of the NYLI members who were spending time around me, I was just so excited about it. It's going to be good for everybody in the community because we'll now have this explicitly designated forum for these conversations, so you'll have obviously different experiences based on which bleeding disorder you have, but you'll also probably have a lot in common, So if we're kind of drawing into the conversation and pulling up more chairs to the table with a lot of different people with a lot of different bleeding disorders, I think that it's just going to be a lot of room for growth there for everybody involved to get to learn about not only someone else's experience, but maybe a different experience of somebody who has your bleeding disorder, So it's just, I think, a really, really exciting time for us. I think it's surpassed the expectations I had going into it. So it's a really great program. Our biggest thing so far was BDC, for my cohort at least. At BDC, NYLI members helped to pretty much make everything run smoothly. So we kind of filled in the gaps where we were needed. So it was also really exciting to kind of, in a way, serve the role of like a staff member, an BDF staff member, helping to make sure this event was going to be successful, when we needed to be pulled in one direction to fill in for someone who wasn't able to make it on time, that kind of thing. So we helped to manage some of the sessions, which was really nice. Outside of BDC in the time since then, I've been invited to speak on a couple different panels, which has been also really great. I spoke on one of the Wednesday webinar panels, the I'm Fine panel, and should be on one coming up soon for rare bleeding disorders too. So the opportunity to, like I said, have an organization that wants to hear what I have to say, gives me the opportunity to voice my experiences is just incredible. The fact that we have this space specifically set aside to have conversations about our similarities or differences, I just think that that's really incredible. I think that that's so valuable for us, those of us who are planning to continue to be involved in this community, who see this as a lifelong commitment to give back to the community that helped all of us. I just think that being in a place where we have that space is really important.